A very good morning to all of you students of class 8. Today I am going to start a chapter 14 which is given in a chemistry portion of your science book. The name of the chapter is metals and non-metals. In this chapter we will learn about the physical property of metals and non-metals, chemical property of metals and non-metals, uses of metals and uses of non-metals. These are the 4 topics we will learn in this chapter. In our everyday life, students, we use many materials like iron, aluminium, coal, sulfur, copper, etc. Some of them have shiny appearance while some other have dull appearance. Some are very hard and some are very brittle. All these material having different properties. How they are different from each other, we will know about in this chapter. So as you know that what is the property? Property means character, property means reaction, how they are behaving and how we are recognize them differently categorized. So materials which are found are classified into metals and non-metals on the basis of their physical and chemical property. You are familiar with the number of materials like iron, aluminium, copper, etc. Some materials have been given in the table 14.1. We need to observe these materials in our surroundings and complete the table given below. Now come to the table 14.1. Here appearance and the hardness of the materials are given here. So the name of the materials are iron, coal, sulfur, aluminium, copper, gold and iodine. We need to know that which are dull in appearance and which are shiny in appearance. Iron shiny in appearance, coal dull in appearance, sulfur dull in appearance, aluminium shiny in appearance, copper shiny in appearance, gold shiny in appearance and iodine is dull in appearance. We need to know that what is the meaning of shyness. Shiny means polished and it is a lustrous substance. So now we have to know that which are hard and which are brittle. Hard means they are not easily break up and brittle means they are converting into many pieces by hammering. Iron is very hard material, coal is brittle material, sulfur is brittle material, aluminium is a hard substance, copper hard material, gold hard material and iodine is brittle in substance. So we need to know why we are studying about this. As you know that the material which are shiny in appearance are metals whereas the materials which are dull in appearance are non-metals. Likewise the material which are hard or hardness they are showing are metals as well as the brittleness shows the non-metals. So materials such as iron, copper, tin, silver, gold, etc. are hard and shiny in appearance and they are known as metals. Materials like coal, sulfur, iodine, etc. are not so hard. They are dull in appearance, so these are called non-metals. Okay students, so according to the appearance and hardness, we have classified metal and non-metals. Now some of the physical property of metals and non-metals are given in this chapter. We will start with the physical state. Metals are normally solid at room temperature. Mercury and gallium are exceptions. They are actually liquids in room temperature. Now what is a solid, liquid and gas are called? These are the form of matters. So we can say that these are the states of matter. If the metal is there, they are normally solid. Hardness, second property, metals are generally hard, but some metals like sodium, potassium, magnesium are so soft as they can be cut easily with a knife. Lustrous means again shyness. So metal have a shiny appearance which are called metallic luster. Malleability. Have you ever wondered how does a blacksmith shape the iron metal into the spade or a shovel or an axle? Let us find out. Activity 14.1. You need to collect an iron nail, a copper wire, an aluminium rod, coal, sulfur, pencil lead, etc. Thresh the iron nail with a hammer. Thresh means you have to strike it hard. Beat all the articles one by one with a hammer. What you will observe? We will observe and note down the table. On beating what the shape is there. Table 14.2 Malleability of the material. So here it is given the object or material as a iron nail, copper wire, aluminium rod, coal, sulfur and pencil lead. What will be the shape of change of the shape? Iron nail change the shape and flattens. It will be flat but never break into the pieces. Copper wire also flatten but never break into the pieces. Aluminium rod flattens, never break into pieces, but coal, which is a non-metal, actually break up into many pieces. Sulfur breaks up into many pieces. Pencil lead breaks up into many pieces. So what we have to find out? We need to find out that how does it be malleable? It can be brittle or it can be flattened. So we will find that the shape of an iron nail, aluminium rod, copper wire all changes into thin sheet on beating. On the other hand, sulfur, coal, pencil lead break into the pieces on beating as they are brittle. Okay, now come to the next. The property of metals by which they can be converted into thin sheet is known as malleability, and we must know that it is used as a foil. So aluminium, silver is used as a thin sheet, that is called foil. So aluminium foil for wrapping the food is utilized, and this is done by using the property of metal, that is called malleability. Next one, it is given the print razor. Foil of which metal is used to decorate the sweets. So as we know that silver is that material or metal which can be used to decorate the sweets. Now ductility. The property of metals by which they can be drawn into wire is called ductility. So the wire like copper, aluminium are also various in purposes we have to utilize in our everyday life. Now, why are bells in the temples made of metals? We have to read it about this. So next one is called sonority or sonorous. Take a iron nail and a piece of coal. Drop one by one on the floor. What do you will observe? Do you observe any difference in the sound produces here? Yes, metal produces a ringing sound when they strike any hard surface, hence they are sonorous. Now why the bells are in temple made up of metals? You have to understood. Now conductor of heat. Next property. Your mother uses a piece of cloth to remove the hot pan from the stove. Since the metal are good conductor of heat, the heat get conducted from the stove into the utensils in which the food is cooked. That's why your mother uses cloth to hold the utensil. Conductor of electricity. Why metals are good conductor of electricity, students? Let us understand the property of electrical conductivity of metals through which following activity. Activity 14.2. Set up an electrical current or circuit as shown in the given figure. Test the conductivity of copper wire, aluminium foil, iron nail, coal, lead of the pencil and sulfur by keeping them in a circuit. Group them as a good conductor and a poor conductor based on the observation as the bulb will glow or not. Table 14.3. Electrical conductivity of materials. The materials are iron nail, sulfur, coal, copper wire, aluminium foil or lead of the pencil. You will find that which are good conductor and poor conductor. As the iron nail is a good conductor, it can conduct the heat as well as the electricity. Sulfur is a poor conductor and non-metal, does not conduct the heat as well as the electricity. Coal is a poor conductor, does not conduct the electricity. Copper wire can conduct the electricity due to it is a good conductor of heat and electricity. And aluminium foil is also a good conductor of electricity. Lead of the pencil is a good conductor of electricity. Now we will find that the iron nail, copper wire, aluminium foil are good conductors, while the sulfur and coal are bad conductors of electricity. So we have to know that the graphite, which is known as the lead of the pencil, is a non-metal, yet it is a good conductor of electricity. From the above activities, we can say that metals are hard, metals are lustrous, metals are malleable, metals are ductile, metals are sonorous and a good conductor of heat and electricity. These are the property of metals. Now what are the metals? We need to know that iron is a metal, copper is a metal, aluminium is a metal, gold is a metal. Okay, on the other hand, non-metals are very soft. They are dull in appearance. They break down into the powdery mass on thrashing with a hammer or any hard objects. They are not sonorous or produce ringing sound, and they are poor conductor of heat and electricity. These are the properties of nonmetals. What are the nonmetals? Nonmetals are sulfur, carbon, oxygen and phosphorus. Next is chemical property of metals and nonmetals. Metals and nonmetals shows different reactions with the different chemicals. Let us study about their property. Number 1, reaction with oxygen. Metals as well as the nonmetal react with oxygen to produce oxides. Recall the reaction involved in the activity. Here it is given that iron react with oxygen and react with water or a moisture present in the atmosphere to become a rust. So we can say that rusting of an iron or the corrosion of an iron is there. In the symbolic form it is written as Fe plus O2 plus H2O is give to Fe2O3 dot H2O. I am to repeat it again. Fe plus O2 plus H2O give to Fe2O3 dot H2O. Now we have to know that what is a rust. Rust is actually metallic oxide. Here the iron is there, so it is a iron oxide. Now we know that what is a nature. Whether it is acidic or basic, let us perform an activity to show that it is acidic or basic. What do we need? We need to collect the spoonful of rust and dissolve it into some water. When we are shaking it well, it makes a solution. Now taste the solution with a red or blue litmus paper. What you will find? We will find that it is acidic or basic. So again, in the place of iron, we should take magnesium. When we recall this activity, by burning the magnesium ribbon, we can get the magnesium oxide ashes. So we have to collect that ash obtaining from the magnesium ribbon and dissolve it into a very little amount of water. Whenever we test the solution with the red and blue litmus paper, what we will observe? We will observe that both iron oxide as well as the magnesium oxide turn red litmus paper into blue. So the oxides of iron and magnesium are basic in nature. In general, the metallic oxides are basic in nature. Students, do you know some materials such as sodium and potassium are not very hard. They are reacting with oxygen even at room temperature and easily catch fire. So for safety, these materials are stored in kerosene. And another thing is to know that when a copper vessels are exposed to the moisture for a long time, it acquires a dull green coating over it, and that dull green coating over material is mixture of copper hydroxide CuOH2 and the copper carbonate CuCO3. So this is known as the rust of copper or corrosive of copper. So what is happening with the non-metals react with oxygen? We will study this in the next part of the video. For the day, thank you and have a nice day.